So, am I the only one that has multiple regrets in their board gaming journey? I hope not. Well, look, in this video, I want to talk about what were my biggest mistakes. Look, regrets are basically things that you learn from later on down the track. You realize that was stupid and you wasted your money. Anyway, I have lots of regrets because I am very stupid some days. So anyway, let's get straight into what are my top regrets in the board gaming journey. Let's start right out the gates and let's talk Kickstarter. Now, look, anyone who knows where this channel started, look, I did Kickstarter preview videos. I had a camera, I had a love for board games, so I talked about Kickstarters that I was in love with. But the problem is I stopped doing that because I was spooking something that I stopped believing in. And a lot of these regrets are going to be one of the reasons why I stopped believing in it. But anyway, look, we had COVID. We had shipping prices going through the roof. Just the Aussie dollar was tanking, so everything cost a fortune. And then we also had a lot more sort of companies not actually shipping out the games and just taking the money and running off, and you know, bad things for the industry. So I didn't want to be a part of that. Every now and then I'll do one because why not? But yeah, for the most part, it's not what I do now. So the first regret I'm going to talk about is, well, it's not here. It is Zombicide. Zombicide, Undead or Alive. Now, there's so many mistakes here for me. First things first, I don't like mini games. So why the hell did I go all in on Zombicide, Undead or Alive, which is just like hundreds of minis that you don't need. Absolutely do not need at all. Simon sucking me in. But I should have just known. That's not my type of games. If you look around the room here, there's lots and lots of games, and none of them are like that at all. So why did I spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars? I have no idea. I think a lot of that was FOMO. A lot of it was also the fact I kind of thought the Western theme was pretty cool, but for the most part, massive regret. Boxes turned up. I opened one and went, no, why would I pay money for this? I don't want this. I don't want to play this. I sold it. Anyway, I got my money back. So like, you know, all's well that ends well, but massive regret. FOMO. Next one we're going to talk about is Voidfall. And this is the other one that I don't have in front of me because Voidfall, a little bit different. Massive box, you know, looked amazing. The Kickstarter, I was all in. I thought this looks amazing. I love the purples, the artwork. Then it turned up and boy, oh boy. So the reviewers at that time, or the previewers at that time, did not tell you about the damn setup. So that box turns up and it is hours and hours to set the box up and put everything in its place. And it was a nightmare. And then when you want to play the game, it's out on the table and it takes you hours to set that up. And then it's all too much. I went and played it at my mate's place and I'm glad he set it up because I wouldn't have had the energy to set all of that up. And I got home and went, you know what? I'm selling this bad boy because I do not want to go through all that effort. While we're here, let's just have a small little whinge about big boxes. I love them. I've got Everdale big box. I've got Wingspan. I've got Vindication, Perseverance. Look, I really like them theoretically, but practically I've noticed every game that I have in a big box, I play less than when they were in the normal size box. So that's, yeah, it's certainly not a regret, but just something just to note. I definitely find the big boxes are harder for me to get to the table more. So anyway, but I still love them. So not the end of the world. The next one we're going to talk about, casting shadows. Now, casting shadows. Look, I was a sucker. I'm going to just put it straight out there. I love Here to Slay. But mainly, I absolutely love the artwork. And this game, when the Kickstarter launched, the acrylics, like everything looks amazing. All of the neoprene mats, I got all of them. But one thing I failed to do was actually check if the game was all right. It looks amazing, it looks beautiful on the table, but the game was fairly blah. So that is, again, me getting suckered into this beautiful Kickstarter with this amazing art and everything looks absolutely beautiful. But I need to now be patient, pump those brakes, and actually wait for proper, decent reviews after the game's launched. And the other thing to note is, you don't want to know how much I paid for all this. And I've even got like a mini as well up there. I paid a lot of money for this. You can buy this now in retail, a very small box, get the exact same gameplay for probably 1/10 of the price that I paid for it. Now, if that isn't stupidity at its finest, well, that's why I'm doing this video. Okay, let's move Casting Shadows out of the road. And look, you might have seen Pax Pamir in the background, but this is something we're going to talk about. Now, we're going to move away from the Kickstarter. This isn't a Kickstarter. This was, I don't know if you remember the time when Pax Pamir was getting talked about by everyone. They're all saying this is, God's gift to human beings right here in a box. This is Pax Pamir. Like, you have to get it. And it was so rare and so hard to get. So I tracked down someone in Australia and I paid so much stupid money to get it shipped up to me with the coins. And then like a week later, they dropped the, I think the Kickstarter or another retail version of it or something like that. And anyway, all of a sudden it was flooding the market and it wasn't rare anymore. And what I paid for it, well, it's basically worth half of that now. And that, yeah, it was literally maybe a couple of weeks after I had paid all that money to get this delivered. So old mate who I bought it off, he saw me coming. He knew a new version was coming out, so he got rid of it while the price was high and stupid me didn't do my research. So there we go. Pax Pamir, I've got it. Paid too much for it. Don't want to sell it now because I feel awful like selling it for like, well, I wouldn't even get half the price now for what I paid. The other thing is, I've actually played it multiple times. I've played it 3 times now. I like the game. I enjoy the game. But I don't really want to play it anymore, so it just sits there collecting dust. Yeah, Pax Pamir. I thought I'd really love it. And anyway, a regret right there. The next one is, let's talk about Vital Lacerda. Now, anyone who knows me knows I love me a decent Lacerda. So when Weather Machine turned up again on, I think it was on Kickstarter, who knows anymore, they're all just blending into each other. Anyway, it turned up, instantly paid the money for it, instantly backed it, instantly purchased it without even doing any tiny bit of research on it. And then I realized when I played the game that it was just fine. But do I need like a nearly $300 game that's just fine? I love On Mars. I actually really love Kanban EV. I love Vinyos. Like, I love a lot of his games. This one just didn't do it for me. But I felt like I needed it to keep adding to my collection. So there's a regret. So me just instantly buying something because I've loved the design in the past. Cool, sometimes it's going to work out, sometimes it's not. And that's why I also didn't back Inventions, because I'm just going to keep waiting for the reviews to come out and see if I really do want it. I'll probably play it at some stage, and then if I love it, I'll buy it. But Weather Machine, that's a regret. Now, let's just talk about, this is just a little one. I don't even know why I even chucked this in, but Gaia Project and Beyond the Sun. Now, Beyond the Sun, you're going to notice isn't here because I've already sold it. But I brought both of these games around the same time. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking I must really love space. And then I decided I don't really love space that much. And I played this somewhere else again. That seems to be most of the way I've played it somewhere else. I realised that I've got it at home. I don't want to play it now. Beyond the Sun was exactly the same. Again, it was a good game, but don't want it, so I sold it. Probably should sell this. Just, yeah, I think it just goes back to, let's do some more research instead of just, buying all these games and really not being for me. And that's the thing about board games. You're going to find a certain type that's perfect for you. I absolutely love a good Euro. I love a lot of family games. I love solo games. And then I seem to go and buy games that just really aren't fitting with me. And then I seem shocked and surprised that I don't like it. Crazy, hey? Okay, the last one we want to talk about here is, if you can see it right here, that's a table. It's a game topper table. Now, it's not a regret based on what I got. What I got is great. I actually really like it. I really like the company. I absolutely love the way they do things and how they sort of, they're so easy to reach out and, they'll fix anything up. They're really good, just top-notch company. I also love the Ryan Lockett mat here. You're going to notice that in a lot of my videos. I absolutely love this green Ryan Lockett mat. It's great, except now that I have it, I want a big, proper table. So my regret is, why did I get an interim solution when really I knew what I wanted, which was the all-in big table, LED lights, the freaking wooden sexiness of a board game table, the smell of mahogany or whatever it is. That's what I wanted. And I went and half-assed it, I guess. Anyway, look, again, not bagging on the company, great product, absolutely love it. It's been a great interim solution, but now I'm saving up. I want a big table because this is my hobby and I want it to be an amazing table to enjoy that hobby. So there we go, that's my last regret. So anyway, that's all I have in this video. Look, I would love to hear, what is your greatest regret? What is the one thing that you've purchased that you look back and gone, that was stupid. That was so stupid. So look, I don't want to be the only one being silly here. So love to hear from you. Anyway, that's all I have. Till next time, laters.